Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday, January 1st, 2026, first day of the Gregorian calendar year. Hope you enjoyed your New Year's Eve. Hope you and your family are safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, along with first responders every day, saving lives, those that pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are out here trying to help those that are victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, profiteers, and perverts that create the demand that caused these things to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, and senior citizens homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night in San Antonio, Texas. The New York Knicks fell to the San Antonio Spurs, 134-132. Strange game. Victor Wembanyama had to leave with a knee extension, extended knee injury. And he doesn't look like it's going to be season ending, hopefully not. But the Knicks still lost the game after having been up 19. Whenever you see that happen to this team particularly, that they had a 19-point lead and then they lose it at the end, especially in the last two quarters and last quarter, that is most of the time fatigue. That's what that is. And it's hard to notice on this team because of how many players Mike Brown uses. But last night, for example, he had Brunson 36 minutes, McCall 35, Cat 33. He had OG 34. He only played Diawara for 6 minutes. And then he quickly put McBride in for 26 minutes, and he had Jordan Clarkson for 24 minutes. Ariel Hooprodi played 14 minutes, which is heavier for him. Yabusele played 9, and Tyler Kolek played 15. McCullough played 8 minutes. Now, they were tired. This is the third game of a 3-game road trip that started in Atlanta, went to New Orleans, and now is in San Antonio. So you can expect that whenever you see them give up a lead like that. The good thing is that all the way to the final buzzer, the Knicks were fighting. And that's what we love about our team. All the way to the final buzzer, they were fighting, they were pushing. But there's a couple of stats that kind of showed you why they lost the game, and it was fatigue. They were out-rebounded 48-40. They were out rebounding the offensive end 11-10, and again, no MitchRob, so that's that, right? The Knicks did have 32 assists. They had 30 fast break points, but they got beat points in the paint 50-42. That was the significant one right there, 50-42. The Knicks had trouble getting those 50-50 balls too. They had trouble getting those 50-50 balls last night. A couple of times, San Antonio had 2 or 3 shots at the rim, and you can't do that against a pro team, So that's gonna catch up to you. The Knicks had one problem. The Knicks had 20 free throws. San Antonio had 40 free throws. That's why their announcers were driving me crazy last night. They had them pom-poms on so heavy. Sean Elliott, I think it was, and I don't know who the other guy was. They didn't see a foul. They didn't see where the San Antonio ever committed a foul. It was ridiculous. So, and that was a national TV game. Like, I wanted to watch it from the MSG perspective, but I couldn't, not from Florida. So I had to listen to these clowns, and it was hard to listen to. But anyway, so the Knicks, it was tired. Like, look here. OG Anunoby, 3 of 10 from the field. 0 for 5 from the three-point line. Minus 25. That's fatigue, man. Okay? Karl Anthony Towns, minus 15. He was 5 of 10, decent shooting, 2 of 5 from the field. He could shoot regardless, but you could see it wasn't there. He fouled out. Jalen Brunson, still a warrior, always a warrior. The road runner, 35 minutes, still a road runner. He was minus 16. When you start seeing numbers like this from this team, that's fatigue, okay? Deuce McBride, who had been missing a lot of games, came out strong, as you would expect. He hasn't played and this is the second game back after missing 7 to 8 games. So 21, 7 of 12, 4 of 9 from the 3-point line. He was -1 also. Tyler Kolek played 15 minutes plus 14, 6 assists. Tyler Kolek was playing decent, solid. You can't expect him to drop 20 every night, but he was solid. And then there was Clarkson, 8 of 17, 4 of 6. He was +5. Ariel Hukporti +13. Yabusele +15. They were actually part of a run that the Knicks made. So it was just a loss. This ain't the end of the world. Like I said yesterday, if they were to lose this game last night, they would finish the road trip 2-1. And that's what they did. It's very difficult to win all the games on your road trip. So especially a road trip that extensive. So they went 2-1 on the road trip. The Knicks are now 23-10, very good record, and they were now 8-8 away from the Garden. Which, remember, they started off really bad, couldn't win the game on the road. Now they're 8-8, so they pulled the 500 on the road. So you keep going, man. So next game, when did they play again? They play their next game. I believe it's Saturday. No, it's Friday night against ATL. It's Friday night against Atlanta at the Garden. Okay, Atlanta's going through some things, but again, like last night. Okay, so last night, who was it? It was Julian Champagnie. Julian freaking Champagnie hits. How many threes did this fool hit last night? He knocked down 11 threes last night. All his baskets was threes. He ended up with 36 career high. Okay, yeah, okay, and that's gonna happen. See, they did a great job against Stefan Castle, who always is a Knick killer, but he was 5 points, last night. Darren Fox 26. Well, Fox is gonna be Fox, but 1 of 8 from 3. The Knicks generally did a good job against the Spurs. They just ran out of gas in the fourth quarter. That's what I saw. They just ran out of gas in the fourth quarter. So it is all right. So now, here come the ATL. Now, the ATL and the Leprechaun and them are going through some turmoil because the Leprechaun is on the trade block. And apparently, again, the crackheads in New York can't help but say, oh, he wants to come to New York, as if that means anything to us. It doesn't. So, he's not coming to New York, nor do we care for him in New York. But that internal stuff going on over there, don't let that cause us to take them lightly. They will beat us if we're not careful. So you got to be ready. There's the Hawks Friday. And, I expect Mitchell Robinson will be back for that game. That game is, this is why it was, for what we were told was that MitchRob missing the last 2 games was a planned thing. Like, this was part of the plan. They looked at the schedule and they already decided he was going to sit those 2 games. Problem is, you got a back-to-back coming up. So you got Atlanta on Friday night and you got Philly on Saturday night. They're both at home, but now you're going to not play Mitch one of these games? This is a tough situation right here. So we do need to have Ariel Hukporti, Jemison, and Cat step up. Now, they did a decent job last night against Victor Wembanyama. They did a decent job with him last night. So it wasn't that. I just said this really was the grind. It's the 82-game grind. That's going to catch up to every team, y'all. Don't expect somebody's going to come on my channel and say, that's just an excuse. This ain't high school. This ain't Hoosiers. This is the league. And that's what happens. Okay? It's an 82-game grind. There's going to be nights where you just don't have it, especially at the end of a 3-game road trip halfway across the daggone country. It's going to happen. That's what happened to our boys last night. So we'll be back on Friday. MitchRob should be ready to go Friday. We got Deuce back. Shamet is getting closer. I don't know what they're going to... Today, I'm expecting some sort of report on Josh Hart. I don't know what they're going to say, so I can't say whether Josh Hart be back. But I got a feeling between tomorrow night, and Saturday night, Josh Hart's going to play. Unless if that ankle's really bad, we'll find out. But Josh Hart's a tough dude, man. He's in he's in the Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart. They're both chairmen of the board of Roughneck University. They tough, okay? So I think he'll be back for one of them games, either Atlanta and or Philly. They'll have to really tell him to sit down. So that'll be that. We get Josh back in the lineup, we should be, rolling again. So we get him. Shamet is close. Like I said, it's January 1st. I'm really expecting Shamet to be back for the Martin Luther King Day game. And I think that's January. What day is that? That's January. What day is that? January 19th. January 19th against Dallas. I'm expecting him to be back long before that. He'll be back way before that. But Shamet's getting close. So we're going to get our full contingent back soon. For now, we just keep rolling what we got. Keep doing what we're doing. It's just, I don't want to hear nobody whining about this loss. They should have won crap from last night. They lost. It's over. Knicks. And yeah, Knicks. So Atlanta, Friday. Good effort on y'all. 2-1 on the road trip. We move on. And Atlanta at the Garden. We got a 2-game homestand. In fact, 3 of the next 4 games are at home. Then there's another road trip, a West Coast swing. This is one of them deadly ones, when you're going to be on the West Coast. Phoenix, Portland, Sacramento, Golden State. Yeah, and one of them, Sacramento, Golden State, back-to-back. So that's coming up. But for now, ATL, Philly at home, at Detroit, big game, at Detroit. Back home against the Clippers. Clippers have been balling. All of a sudden, Kawhi Leonard decided to be Kawhi Leonard. Dropped 55 on somebody and then 33 on another person. And they crushed Utah, I think it was. They balling now. So this ain't no easy schedule. None of these. Atlanta, Philly, Detroit, Clippers. Ain't no easy deal in there, okay? So we need all our guys back. We are probably going to have MitchRob for out of them 4 games, 3 of them, because one of them's a back-to-back. So we have one of them with MitchRob, one of them without MitchRob, and then he'll be there for the Detroit and the Clippers game, which we're going to need him. So there you go. We keep going, y'all. We just got to keep rolling. Deuce was great last night. Brunson was great last night. Wasn't good enough, but they were great. They played really good, tough on both sides of the ball. And the Knicks need to do it. OG just didn't have it. Okay, he was trying. It's just one of them things, man. So, back at the Garden, home, against the Leprechaun and them, rested, ready to go on Friday. You all enjoy your Thursday. Be safe in this new year. Sure.